The balance of the machine is something you can change on the stretch stitches, any of the stitches that are white. We're going to start by playing with the honeycomb stitch, as I call it. Stitch number 3. To get to the white stitches, we're turning your stitch length knob all the way past 4 into this plus minus gray area. And this is the balance of the machine. And we'll talk about what that actually means. Let's go ahead and start off in the middle. And I'm going to just go ahead and sew this stitch. I've actually picked some of our decorative threads, variegated thread, so you can kind of get an idea of what some of the other colors will do when you use some of these utility-like stitches and turn them into decorative stitches. Okay, so what we have here, kind of a fun stitch. Now, this stitch to form actually has to stitch forward and back, forward and back. Well, some fabrics that are stretchy, that back stitch doesn't get all the way back and meet up with its previous stitch. And so that's what the balance is all about. Whether it's a fleece fabric, or I love to think about corduroy, you know, with all those ribs in there, you're going to find that as it stitches, it's going to kind of be bumpy, and that stitch might not go back and forth as it should. But you can actually change the stitch to make it match on those odd fabrics, or you can actually just change it for different looks on regular fabrics. So let's just start over here at the plus side. When we stitch, this is going to open up the stitch more, so it's going to spread it out. So it's definitely not coming back and touching the previous stitches. Okay, so see how that's opened up? Kind of looks different. So, like adding more stitches to your repertoire here. Watch this. Now we're going to go to the minus side, and that will help. It'll actually almost kind of step back over itself, kind of squishing the stitches together as it's going back. This would probably be the way you're going when you have fabric that is kind of in that stretchy category and it's not forming correctly. You probably are going to need to push it together, help it get back to where it needs to meet up, and then it'll probably look more like your normal setting. But look, 3 different kinds of stitches, all with changing the balance of the stitch.